Welcome to PopTake, your hot take on music, pop culture, and life. My name's Michael Mello.
I'm Hugo Philippe.
And we have a guest today on today's episode.
It's our first one of the season.
It's very exciting. They are a pop culture connoisseur. They know a lot about vinyls and records. They are the biggest Britney fan we know. Everyone welcome Brett.
Hi, it's so nice to be here.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how excited I am to be in a room where I don't have the highest voice.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, baby. Don't tempt me in the editing software. Yeah, because I will pitch the fuck out of it.
Yours is a little raspy today, though.
Well, yes, yeah. I'm feeling a little under the weather, so I think we'll see how much I talk today.
Tonight might be you, actually.
Yeah, so it might be you.
That's what I get for pre-planning my punchline.
Yeah. I mean, we've been talking about this for like almost a year now.
We have.
And I'm glad that we're able to like get together and talk music.
I'm so excited to be here because I feel like every time we're alone, either of us together, we get into like these tangents about everything that's been going on.
Yeah.
And I watch you too as well. And so I'm honored to be here. I'm very excited.
I'm also excited because like I feel like you get along with him in terms of like music style, but also me. And now I feel like I have someone to back me up because like I'll talk about my flops all the time and you'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. But
yeah.
I feel like you and I listen to the same music all the time.
I love a flop.
Our girls in the Khia asylum, we stand.
Well, speaking of the Khia asylum,
we've got
we
a lot.
have to talk about a couple people, such as Bebe Rexha is doing a visual album. We'll talk about her.
Yeah.
Hilary Duff's announced a world tour, which we'll get into. And of course, Britney Spears sold her catalog, so we have an expert here to talk about it. And it happens to be Valentine's Day weekend, so we're going to talk about love songs. But let's get into it.
Okay, I want to talk about Britney. Because
always
the stand is here. Selling her catalog. What is that? You know what? I mean, we know what it means. I feel like most people don't know what it means.
Most people I've discovered have no idea what it means.
Yeah.
Or I think they also don't know how prevalent it is and how common it is for people to sell the rights to their music.
Right.
So even just in the last few years, Katy Perry sold the rights to hers, Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake, going all the way back to like Bruce Springsteen, Stevie Nicks. Basically what it means is that you are giving up any future rights to like streaming revenue, licensing fees, that kind of thing. So 200 million, I've been seeing people, that's kind of like the assumed figure.
Yes, yeah.
People think that for Britney, that seems like a low amount, which, I mean, I agree. She's priceless.
Yeah.
But the thing is, because she isn't a writer on most of her huge songs, that means her cut of those is a little bit smaller. Right. So that doesn't represent the entirety of her catalog, just her share. Exactly. Yeah. And so now I think we're going to start seeing her music pop up in new places.
Which is great.
Did you see the McDonald's commercial?
Yeah, right away. Like,
yes.
Sergio was saying, like, that's so Britney, McDonald's. But, like,
1,000%.
Now other teams are making those decisions. So, we might see more.
They even added, like, the deluxe version of Circuit. I saw on Spotify, which they didn't have before.
Yeah. They uploaded to this like remix EP of all the different versions of 3. There's like 19 remixes of 3, which
great,
classic. Oh, that's us today.
That is us today.
1, 2, 3, 9. Okay, anyway,
I'm still not the singer, so y'all can still do that.
It's early. We didn't do our warm ups.
No.
Yeah,
but anyway, I think it's great for Britney. Yeah. A big lump sum. She can invest that. She can do her trips to Mexico. She can live her life.
It also kind of checks out because we've been getting these like little droplets of her music on streaming for the past 6 months, and now it makes sense that like they're putting everything out because now she's selling the catalog and those releases need to be made more available. So
absolutely,
it might open up more doors because also not to be that guy, but like if she runs out of that money, she's gonna need other ways to make money, which means we might get more Britney music. So.
I mean, I would love more Britney music. I miss her voice so much.
We're thirsty.
I'm just curious to know what she sees music sounding like the year 2026. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's always had such a great ear. She's been ahead of every single trend in like dance music for so long. And so I think we are missing her. There's a reason that people keep going, oh, she's the new Britney, because we are missing her energy
100%.
so much and her point of view, right?
Well, also just like, I think she's had her unique point of views that never came out. Like we had like Original Doll, and then there was another album that she was working on, and like we've had leaks from these things, but like I feel like that's what she would gravitate towards to now, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Like she would do her like what she's wanted to do and hasn't had the chance to do.
Something a little darker.
Yeah, and we've liked those things, so like I'm kind of here for it.
Or also, I remember the one time she performed like during her Vegas show where she like turned on the mic and was like making a statement, and it was like so raspy and like rock and roll. Like I would like to see a more edgier Britney when
Well,
she
it's
comes.
funny. Every time she covers a song, it is like a rock song.
Yeah.
Like it was Let's Give Him Something to Talk About.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
also did like You Ought to Know on the Circus tour. Like she has that like edge and that anger just inside of her. So
And I feel
think-
like when they did We Will Rock You, like her and Pink, like Pink speaks so
Yeah.
highly of Britney. So that has to say something about her like rock history and like knowledge.
Oh,
And also
absolutely.
Pink will tell it like it is. Pink
Oh,
does
yes.
not give no
Yeah.
shit. So
That's why I trust
think-
Kelly Clarkson and Britney Spears, because Pink fucks with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tea, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you pass the Pink inspection?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I kind of love that.
So there is that topic of the next Britney. And I feel like there's been a bunch of names that flown around for like the next Britney. People say Tate McRae, they say Addison Rae, which is on your t-shirt.
It kind of gave Gaga for a second. I was looking at.
yeah.
I kind of saw
yeah.
Telephone. Like
Yeah.
There is a
I
Gaga
was-
that is like this.
yeah.
And like the urine blonde hair.
Yeah.
Oh, I first forgot. I wasn't talking into this.
But who do you feel is like this generation's Britney, if there is one? And do you feel like that's fair to put artists and compare them to like, you're the next this? Because the one thing I want to touch on is I remember when Normani was starting, people kept saying like, you're the next Beyonce. And I think that really overwhelmed her because from a fan perspective, I think Normani didn't want to be the next Beyonce. I think she wanted to be the next like Sierra, which is not
Yes.
the level of, no disrespect to that.
I love
but
Sierra.
like, you know, like I think she's like, I just want to
Booking that
sing.
stage you speak of. So
Wow.
I had to.
Wow.
This is the time.
Anyways, I'm just saying, like, I think it puts a lot of pressure on artists when we compare them to like the biggest
Absolutely.
people.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, who will ever be the next Beyonce? No one.
Right.
And I don't think anyone will ever be the next Britney. It actually makes me think of when Britney debuted, people were saying, she's the next Madonna. And it's
Right.
like, no one will ever be that. Is she influenced by her? Absolutely.
100%.
Right.
And I think now what we're seeing is the next generation of that, where all of these pop girls decided to go into making music because of Britney.
Yeah.
It's impossible not to reference her because that's their blueprint to follow, right? And I think if I was a pop girl, which in my mind I am, that's who I would follow, right?
Yeah.
Like, of course I would emulate her or
100%.
try to whatever. But for me, Addison, seeing her in concert, had that effortless, like cool energy.
Right.
She was just like being herself in a way that I think a lot of people try to put something on.
Right.
And she just seemed so effortless, maybe a little too effortless for some. But for me, she just had that charisma and that stage presence and that like, she was giving you 90 and letting you give the other 10. Do you know what I mean? She wanted you to like meet her there.
Right.
And for me, that was like seeing Britney live again.
I'm very sad I didn't go to that. My appendix burst, so I had a reasonable excuse
yeah.
to not go. I thought about it. I was like, I could get wheeled in a wheelchair, get front row.
I remember being
Make-A-Wish
like,
kid.
ooh, like that sucks, but like I'm still gonna go.
Yeah, fair. I wanted you to go. So
sorry.
don't worry. I wouldn't have missed it either. This is your problem.
I was
This is
like,
your appendix.
glad you're alive, but like,
Yeah.
You weren't the one taking the appendix out.
No,
right?
I was like, I'm not a doctor.
What were you gonna do?
Yeah.
He's like, his already burst.
Yeah,
He's
I was like,
already had
mine's
mine.
gone a long
I already
time
gone
ago.
through mine,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's
Am I
my
next?
turn. You might be.
Yeah,
Jesus.
everyone on this couch, watch out.
It's okay. I could stand to lose a pound or so.
Yeah.
You know
Actually,
what? I
you actually
literally said
don't.
that. You lose nothing. I literally said, oh my God, at least I'm going to lose weight. And he was like, no, it's actually only like 0.3 grams. And I was like,
Yeah.
are you fucking kidding me? All this
And
over
then
0.3
after surgery,
grams?
you actually bloat, so you feel heavier.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to pop music, not our
Not
inside.
appendixes
No.
popping.
Yeah. But I actually, there's also another thing with the whole Britney world that I think I see in multiple generations of music where it's sometimes we see two artists that are always pinned against each other. One that's clearly a vocalist, but one that the public tends to enjoy their music more.
Right.
And we've seen it with like Britney, Christina, Selena, Demi, and like it's kind of just like this revolving door of like, like
Similar girls.
one might be the powerhouse vocalist, but the public seems to enjoy the other one, whether it be for personality or their songs are just like more relatable or whatever that is. And I'm curious if you think a powerhouse vocalist sometimes is less appealing to the general public.
Always.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
I think so.
Why is that?
Well, general public, like people hate to see women win. So there's that. So whenever we have a big, strong leading lady, like I think the public is shit. I mean, look at Zara Larsson. Like Zara Larson's a perfect example. Like she is an amazing vocalist and she's just now getting her flowers. Like I just think people like that like little relatability. You know what I mean? And I think when someone is like I don't want to say too perfect, but like, do you know what I mean? Like it's just like people aren't relating to that. Madison Beer, I think, is the same way. I think Madison Beer is a great vocalist.
Yes.
And Madison Beer is like so beautiful that I think is like a detriment to her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that Megan Fox thing. It's like that's the first thing people see.
Yes.
And they just like put them into that lane, and then the public just
Which
trash.
is such a shame because she's so talented.
That's why you let the gays stan you, and then that's all. That's
I think I have a thought.
Okay.
So with Britney and Christina, I think Christina had an amazing voice, but didn't necessarily have like the control or the taste level. Like she didn't necessarily know what to do with all of that. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Britney seemed to have a really keen ear of like what style suited her. And I think someone like Madison Beer, I mean, powerhouse vocalist is maybe not the first thing I think of when I think of her, but she does sound great on the new album. But I think she similarly doesn't quite know where she fits or what her style is. I see her kind of trying to emulate other people rather than like forging her own sort of path. And so I'm curious to hear what she'll sound like in like another album or two. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like even with her, she's very like situational for me. Like I loved, oh my God, Life
Super
Support.
Leaf?
No, I love
Support.
Life Support.
Yes.
Like that album is great. But then the one after that, like Silence Between Songs, I was like, I like fuck with like two things on here. But the newest one, Lock It, I'm like stellar.
Okay. I
So
love
I think
Lock
it's
It.
like,
I think Lock It is her emails I can't send. I think for me, it's like, I think she's found her penmanship. And now I think like her next album will be like her short and sweet where like she really blows up. Just in the sense of like, I think she's finding up her like what she wants to say. And she is finding that line of like EDM, but like sad songs and vocals and like the thing, and then we'll get into another topic that I do appreciate about Madison Beer is that she's credited as a producer on all the songs.
Right.
And a lot of the like instrumental stuff is very experimental. So I'm just hoping the next album she like takes that experimental approach, but also with her vocals. That makes sense.
Yes, completely agree. Yeah, totally. I think there is something that is clicking, but there's something that's just not, just needs to be pushed a little bit further.
Yeah.
Right?
I do agree.
Yeah.
So we talked about the icon that is Britney, but I think we should also talk about the icon that is Hilary Duff because she's going on a world tour. And one thing, here's what I want to say. Hilary Duff, if you see this is for you. Thank you for actually, when you say touring like North America, you're doing multiple Canadian dates. And I think that's something we need to talk about more because just doing Toronto, and I live in Toronto, just doing Toronto is not considered North American. She's doing like Ottawa, Hamilton, Toronto, Vancouver. I think she's doing Calgary as well. Like she's and Nova Scotia she's doing.
Crazy.
Yeah,
That's
like
crazy.
and like Katy
Love
Perry.
that for her.
Katy Perry did the same thing where she did like an actual Canadian tour. And I'm like, good, because like Canada is just not Toronto or Vancouver. Like we need to start touring those other places. And I appreciate that Hilary Duff is taking note and making sure her Canadian fans across Canada are represented.
I mean, I'm from Manitoba, and so people touring to Winnipeg is like very rare now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
even when I still live there, you know, sometimes you'd have to go to Minneapolis or whatever to go see a show, right?
Yeah.
But like flying to Toronto every fucking month.
Yeah.
Sorry, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah. Say whatever.
Thank fucking God. No, I'm just- but you know what I mean? Like flying to Toronto, that's really expensive, right?
Yeah.
And so most people can't make that happen on a regular basis.
And if we just have the one date, like it's so impossible to get tickets because everyone's flying in for stuff and everyone's trying to buy tickets to this like one Toronto show. So I'm so like, even we got that, you know, TD Coliseum in Hamilton, like I'm so glad because I've already seen it be slightly easier to get some tickets for things.
Cool.
Because people are like, oh, I'm going to do the Hamilton one
you have
versus
options.
Toronto.
That's so true. I hadn't thought of that back.
Yeah.
Because like people
This
like
is-
Waterloo, like
London,
Hamilton,
Ontario.
London will do that one, whereas like the GTA will stay to this one, which I think is quite nice.
Yeah.
So you saw Hillary when she was here.
I did see Hillary. So I never got to see Hillary growing up. Like my first concert, I think was when I was like 15, 16.
Okay.
So for me, it was so nostalgic just because like everything flashed back and it felt like I can only articulate it as kind of like the first time I saw Demi Lovato when I was like more of an adult, or the first time I went to Disneyland as a grown adult, or like you were just transported as a child and got to live something that you really craved. And she was great. She was so fun. I think she just was like surprised at how much people still loved her, but she really played into nostalgia, and I quite liked a lot of the new songs, and I'm really excited for the album.
Great. I tried not to watch any stories because I had FOMO for not being there. Now less because I have so many opportunities to go see her now with the new tour. It's interesting she's like splitting it up because she's like in Toronto like this year, I think,
Yeah.
right? But then in Hamilton next year, is that how it is?
Yeah, a lot of her Canada stuff is next year.
Yeah, it's there's like a big gap.
Do
which
we
is-
think the production value is going to be more?
Good question.
I think so, because I think with this, last time she did History, now she's going to do RBC Amphitheater. So I think she knows there's like a more higher demand, so there's
Right.
more like budget and willing to spend. I do think it also depends on how this album performs. So that will be a lot, but from what I feel from like the record and from what we're seeing on her general social media, it seems like there's a big push to like give this to OG fans and like really do it right. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I wasn't there, but based on the clips I saw, it was a little like, I don't know, inviting fans on stage to do the With Love choreo, like poorly. You know what I mean? Like, I would have liked to just see her have some actual dancers and like do it herself and like,
Interesting,
do nothing
okay.
still.
I
but,
do
like,
agree with you.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I have.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
wasn't there, but I have
Yeah.
two notes. I feel like now there's this like marketing thing where it's like everyone has that one song that they bring people on and it's rehearsing the choreo for that. So like I get it from that point.
Yeah.
I also feel like the tour that she did right now was more just to like intro her coming back to music. So I understand that it was more like smaller, less production value, just like it almost felt like it was what called like small room, big nerves or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's what it's
like
called,
I almost
yeah.
felt like that was like authentic to her. Like I need to do this before doing like
Right.
Yeah.
stadiums and doing like these big venues. So I will give her a pass, but I don't think I would give her a pass for that for this next tour.
Yes,
because I
I
think you're
agree.
like, this is my world tour.
Yeah.
You need to bring world tour energy.
Yes.
It can still be Hillary Duff world tour energy, but you need to still bring that.
I think
Yeah.
even if she had brought fans up to do the choreo with her or for her, and then maybe had her own dancers, and then they did it afterwards, like
Yeah.
it could have built to that.
Yeah,
but I think
but I still, I do feel, I can't remember actually. Maybe I don't think so. I think she was just her in the band. But I will say a couple things. Like one, I agree with Hugo. Like we seen it with Sabrina Carpenter, like handcuffing people. Like Zara Larson has a Lush Life girl. Like it is like a thing now in shows where there's like a special moment where a fan. Renee Rapp also has it as well, but sometimes it's a famous person.
Right.
We had the Sally girl.
Yeah.
So like it's a thing that we're seeing in concerts now where someone will.
Yeah,
and
it's
I think it makes
Apple
sense.
Dance, Apple Girl.
I think also with the concert too, and I think with what she's teasing with this album, it's supposed to feel very living room-esque, like living in your feelings. Like it kind of felt like her home in a way. So because there was like a couple songs on a couch and like how it plays out, and one song she's talking about her sister and that they don't talk anymore. But I will say, like, I agree. I think the next tour, I want to see an elevated budget. I want to see dancers. I want to see pop star Hillary Duff. But for someone who hasn't performed in 20 years, I think it makes sense that she did a small venue and just tested out the waters and was like, okay, like I'm back into it. Like let's give it a go.
Okay, that's fair. I buy that for $1.
Yeah. Wow. You ain't gonna find it for $1.
There's a lot of dollars on there.
A lot of dollars are also being put into Bebe Rexha's visual albums. Let's get into that because
Yeah.
Bebe Rexha is independent, so she is funding her whole Dirty Blonde era.
You know what? I'm happy. I hope she breaks out of the Khia asylum. First of all, is it Khia or Khia? Have we decided?
I think Khia just rolls off the tongue.
It does.
I think
it
it's.
does.
I say Khia
Don't
because like the
correct us.
car, but
I know, like people correct. I see people fighting on it all the time on the internet about it. So we know it could be.
well,
Khia.
actually, hold on. I've heard Bebe Rexha on the treadmill say Kia Asylum.
I know, but I just think everyone. I don't know. Anyways, I need her to break out of there. This album sounds great. All the songs sounded great. All the visuals looked amazing. My one thing is like, has she been planning this? Because when she like had her little meltdown like a month ago, it felt like she was like stuck in nowhere. And now we're like, she shot these 13 videos, full album.
It's all like ready to go.
Yeah, it's all ready to go. Like, has this stuff just been sitting in drafts? Like, did she just like was holding on? I don't know.
Probably.
I'm excited.
Well,
She's
she
great.
did an interview where she's like, you make these songs over 3 years and then you're putting like all your eggs in one basket
Right.
sometimes for just one single, and I didn't want to do that, which I think is really smart. We've also seen it before with independent artists, like when Kim Petras was independent and she was doing with Clarity like a release a week, which I love because I think we are in a society sometimes where sometimes we'll just listen to an album for a week and then we're like, oh, a new
Never
album
again.
comes out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas if you do the weekly releases, I quite like it. And also we're all busy in life. So it kind of feels I don't love it with TV shows as much because I'm like, I need it all. Like Traders right now is driving me insane because I was like, I need to know who wins.
Oh, they do a cliffhanger like nobody else.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yes.
But I like it with music because I'm like, okay, cool. I can live with this song for a week and then I can hear the next one and properly pinpoint songs to like certain time periods in life. So I hope Bebe does well. Also, my last take on it, I don't think Bebe is in the Khia asylum. Like she literally had a #1 hit song, I'm Good. Like 2 summers ago.
It's also, but that wasn't really hers. Like that's.
I mean, she's
DJ.
the vocals.
It's
like
hard because she is so often the featured artist and not the lead artist.
Yeah.
And I think she doesn't necessarily have the name or the face recognition. Here's though, like we watched this with Ray a couple years ago, right? I've been a Ray fan since the very beginning. I love her, but she was the same thing. You know, her label wasn't letting her do what she wanted to do, release anything if she didn't have a big hit. And then she was able to spin that narrative to have a really successful era. And so maybe Bebe is kind of thinking, that was just fun to say. Maybe she's thinking there's like a similar narrative she can like capitalize off of, right?
Which I think like can happen. Like so many, I mean, like look at Charlie. Like Charlie didn't go through that same thing of like leaving the label, but like Brat was her being like, fuck it, I'm doing whatever I want to do. And like, look at what Brat was, right? But like before that, she did Crash and she tried to do what the label wanted and like the pop sound and the samples and everything. And no one really cared.
Oh, I mean,
I cared.
No, like we cared. Like, the gays cared. But you know what I mean? You know, like the gays cared. I mean, I loved it, but
I also think that era needed to happen in order for Brat to happen.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it laid the groundwork. Similarly with like Miley's Plastic Hearts to give her flowers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And even, I know I keep bringing up Sabrina, but like we also saw with Sabrina Carpenter where she finally left whatever the Disney label is called, Hollywood Records, and was on Universal and like actually got to write her songs that you could really listen to emails I can't send and be like, oh, this is who you are. And so sometimes I feel like for artists to break that, they need the like label to just kind of let them do their own thing.
Yes.
And I'm hoping now that Bebe's independent, like this is what we're gonna get out of her.
Cool. I mean, I loved her last album too.
Yeah,
actually,
she's been solid.
If you've never heard "Blue Moon" by Bebe Rexha, it's actually one of my favorite songs of all time.
Really?
Oh my god, what a banger! Yeah, should we put it on?
Commercial break.
Commercial break. Yeah.
So Wuthering Heights movie and soundtrack are out today. Who's listened? Did you listen to it?
I've heard the album.
Okay.
And I love it.
Okay.
I love that it's a Charlie album and not like a soundtrack. Do you know what I mean? I think it's brilliant. And you saw the movie too.
I saw the movie. Yeah, we saw the movie last week. Great movie. It's literally just like Romeo and Juliet meets 50 Shades of Grey. That's all you need. It's like
it really that's the perfect way to describe Wuthering Heights is exactly that. But I don't know if I just been so conditioned with heated rivalry that I was like, could have been hotter.
like maybe because it was
like,
straight stuff.
Yeah, and also like I guess it's like the ye old days or whatever. I was like, it wasn't like
I think the old days.
No, but I think there was like some like kinky moments that were that were like
that's crazy,
hot, but like not in a barn, you know?
No,
like,
literally, they did that scene, and I was like, a horse uses that. That's crazy.
No, like the smell.
There's a scene where like the guy puts the like horse harness on her as he's fucking her.
Yeah,
but like. It just like I'm like, oh, that's a horse harness. Like it's a harness, but I'm like, oh, that's a horse harness in the 18.
Not the bareback I was hoping for.
That's some questionable things.
Yeah,
and then also like I'm like, well, they were kind of siblings, I guess. Well, not siblings, or like I guess he's like her pet or like servant or whatever. But still, I was like, interesting.
Okay, I gotta see this movie.
I did cry at the end, so it was like a good emotional movie.
Yeah, it makes you horny and cry at the same time.
Yeah, so Wuthering Heights.
It's a long list for me. Do you cry easily?
It's a him question because I didn't cry.
I think it was just like how they handled the death and like it was just like
Spoiler
it just
alert.
was well done. Yeah.
Also,
sorry. Well, the book's been out forever. That's like saying Darth Vader is like the father. Like, come on.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we had this thing during Wicked too, where like people were saying things and then getting spoiled, and people were like, "Babe, this is an old ass."
Musical's been out since 2000.
Yeah, so sorry, but like this book has been out forever.
Been out, like before any of us were alive.
Yeah.
So at this point, I don't know what to tell you.
God forbid.
But maybe we do a spoiler.
Also, he
alert.
said Romeo and Juliet meets like 50 Shades. Like we know how Romeo and Juliet end.
They're star-crossed, yes.
Yes.
I mean, I still don't really know what withering means, so I think, any spoiler is a spoiler to me.
I also didn't know what that means.
Oh, do you know now?
No, I do, and it's so fucking stupid. I don't even want to tell you why it's called that. Do you understand? You know what it was, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, those moments in a movie where like, that's the title of the movie.
Yeah,
he said it.
Yeah. And you're just like, oh, like it's like I mean, you're just like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
like,
very much that.
Yeah. But otherwise, great movie.
And
great
how does the
soundtrack.
music play into the movie?
So so interestingly enough, I wish I had heard the soundtrack before I watched the movie, because I think during the movie you hear so much of the soundtrack that you're not realizing you're listening to it. They don't use the vocals a lot. There's I think like Chains of Love, House is obviously in it. And I think maybe like Wall of Sound and a little bit of like the Sky Ferreira song.
Cool.
But generally you're hearing a lot of the instrumentals. Or if they drop a score, like maybe they scored it very similarly.
Cool.
So I wish I had heard the soundtrack first, but it like fully fits into it. I think the world is just like so like ethereal and like gloomy, but like also bright at the same time. Like it's very Charlie. And like this album is very true romance. So if you like Charlie, true romance, you'll love this.
Did you hear what she said about the Velvet Underground? Like why John Cale is on it? She said there's an old interview with John Cale where he says everything for the Velvet Underground needed to be both elegant and brutal. And she had that kind of on her mood board for the soundtrack.
Interesting.
So she reached out to him and played him some of the music, and then he decided he wanted to be on it as well.
Interesting.
So elegant and brutal. If you're listening through the Wuthering Heights soundtrack, that's her sort of her ground zero for
I hear it. I mean, I hear it on all the stuff that she did, and the album's great. So
And Emerald Fennell always has great soundtracks for sure. I am really excited to see the movie. I love Dying for You. Like what a banger. Yes.
Altars is I think my favorite, but also Chains of Love is like a classic Charlie song.
Yes.
It's very clearly like the single and like the more like pop record of this, but I love it. Like you could put it in true romance and like it wouldn't feel out of place.
Oh, I completely agree.
Insane.
Do you think so after watching The Moment and her talking about like what's after Brat, like life after Brat, I think this soundtrack gives her the perfect out. It's like, it's not necessarily her own work or her own muse or her own whatever. So it's a complete departure. Do you think that was like lucky for her or?
I feel like it's a little bit, I think we're going to go into this era of Charlie where like, we're going to get so much music, but I think it's going to be a bit, like specifically related to projects and like related to things that she's doing. And I'm kind of here for it. I feel like she probably wants a break from music. And I feel like after an album like Brat, like the expectations are so high that I feel like she's almost going to wait to drop an album until those expectations are just like gone or like people are over them.
Totally.
And I think that's why she's focusing so much on film and like soundtracks. And I feel like there's like, she has like 10 more movies coming out.
Yeah.
There's going to be like Charlie music in some way, whether it's score or anything in there.
Also, I think she's an incredible songwriter. I think one thing about Charlie and especially her taking on these other projects is I want the general public to see that she's such a chameleon because some of like the biggest pop songs like Charlie wrote.
Yes.
And so I think even though Brat is her biggest project, like she's been in the games, like she really can write different sounds. And I think this is a perfect example of her just showing like, I can do more than just this Brat party scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think people don't realize that. But
Well, I think even Brat was more than that, but people didn't take it as more than like
100%.
surface value, right?
Which is why I love the moment in the movie where like you can see the director's just like kind of labeling it as, right? Yeah.
the moment is great. The moment
I really
is the
loved it
moment.
too, actually.
So meta.
Like, I'm so happy with like how they took that and like what they did with it, but also having the foresight to like film that while you're doing like blowing up is insane. Like I think her team and her brain is just on it. And the fact that like she kind of took reins on this and was like, this is what we're doing. Insane. That like our girl is.
She's also very clearly like, this is not this.
Right.
You want it to be this, but it's actually, this is what it's about. Like she has such a clear POV and like she understands it so deeply. And I thought that was really impressive just all throughout the whole era, but yes, the movie especially.
Yeah. It is Valentine's Day. So I want to talk about your favorite love songs. Because I say favorite love songs, but I actually have I do not listen to like love songs. I always go to like the heartbreak songs. I know. Well, I just feel like it's so the mood. I love being in like that dark, like heartbreak mood. I know it sounds so weird, but like just like I love feeling it. You know what I mean? So I go more towards heartbreak stuff. But what is your like Valentine's Day Would you guys have a Valentine's Day song?
I have a few.
Okay.
I'm married. I don't know if you knew that about me.
So that you're allowed
Show
to
the
like,
ring. Yeah.
you're allowed to have love songs then.
Yes,
You-
yes.
You can have that.
I definitely have a few that are like directly related to my relationship that mean a lot to me
Right.
personally. It was so fun thinking about like what are the best pop love songs of all time, because I agree a lot of mine that I love are about is this love or like don't let it be the end or please come back, like that kind of
100%.
thing. Like that push and pull is what makes songs interesting.
Yeah.
Like we're so in love is not necessarily the most like dynamic
like Happy
story.
by Pharrell is not on my list. You know what I mean? Like
Well, I don't think that's
Like-
the love song. I think that's just about
But,
having serotonin.
Maybe
Yeah.
he loves life, you know. But it's so funny because I was noticing the same thing. I was realizing, oh, I thought this was a love song. Like How Will I Know? Whitney Houston,
Yeah.
for example,
Yeah.
was on my list. And then I listened and I was like, she's not actually in love. She might be,
Right.
but is it reciprocated, right?
Yes, yeah.
So I totally know what you're saying. I think a great love song needs to have great love lyrics, but also needs to make me feel like love makes me feel.
right.
The first song that I have on my playlist is CeCe Peniston's Finally.
Okay. No, but like that, I can get behind that. But
Yeah.
like, it's not like that's a great song and that's a great love song. But for me, it's not like a song that makes me feel love. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Oh, maybe.
Like that makes me feel happy, but it doesn't like convey that like love heart, like how I physically feel about it.
Okay.
Not necessarily
Interesting.
what I think about it, because I do think it's a love song.
Yes,
I do think
absolutely.
it's a great love song.
So what does love make you feel like?
Well, I think that's a little deep, but I
God
think
forbid you talk about your emotions. God
Listen,
forbid.
I'm a man, okay?
How deep are we talking?
Yeah, my like love songs are like Blue Jeans by like Lana Del Rey.
That is so funny.
That's
Video games is definitely on my list.
yeah, like those are love songs to me that like make you feel, even though it's like the more heartbreak side of love, but like I can feel that emotion through that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get it.
So that's, what about you?
I think, yeah, I do tend towards, because I have never like officially, I think, been in love. So a lot of my love songs are like the what ifs. Like,
for the best.
Is this, okay, go kill yourself. Is this like the best type of thing? But I know a song that even when I was younger, I kept saying like this, I want this to be my wedding song. Obviously, I don't think it will be, but just was like the first moment that I think clicked. I'm like, oh, I think this is what love should feel like.
Right.
Is a song that Ellie Goulding covered, but it's on her deluxe of her second album. It's called How Long Will I Love You? And it's just kind of about how like I will love you to like, you know, how long will I love you until like until we're old and gray and like all this kind of things, and like really like loving someone for like all their flaws and beauties and like beyond the lust of it all. And I think that's like a love song that I quite
That is
like.
such a nice answer. I love that song.
Yeah,
I love her
it's
voice.
Yeah, I think it's like gorgeous. It's like the first time I remember listening to it when I was finally coming to terms with that I was gay, and I think it really clicks of like,
Were you 7?
oh, you should just like this is what yes.
You're a child.
So I think that's a really interesting point. I was thinking about this. So many love songs are about falling in love or like, is this love? And it's nice to have a love song that's about like a love that's really long lasting. I find that's a little rare. Another person I kept coming back to, all mine are like 90s references, but Shania Twain.
Okay.
Like, You're Still the One, From This Moment On, Forever and For Always. Like, these are songs about like a long-lasting, like romantic relationship.
Right.
And keeping it going through all of that. And so I find that very romantic.
So I think like this is a good example, but like You're Still the One is one where I think that's a love song.
Yes.
But I think it's more because it's in that like mid-tempo, slower, like I can feel the emotion, I can feel it. Whereas like the one we were talking about earlier, Finally, is like
Fair.
it's-
For me, love is like that exuberant, like rush of like abandon. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Carly Rae Jepsen's "Run Away with Me," for example. To me, that's like what love feels like.
Okay, fair.
You were talking about wedding songs.
Yeah.
Our wedding song, or our first dance, was "Past Life" by Rev.
Cute.
It's kind of the one
Cute.
ballad on her album, and it's, I don't know, there's something about the lyrics that were so personal to my husband and I, and every time we listened to it, we would just like break down in tears, and I was like, this kind of has to be it, right?
I love that.
I love that song.
And I think that makes it even, like, I feel like no one's done that. Don't do this. This is their song. This is their wedding song, so don't do it, which I also feel makes it more, you know what I mean?
Yes,
I
it's
love
more
that for you
special,
guys.
right?
Yeah.
Than using like, I don't know,
James
At
Blunt.
Last or
James
something.
Blunt, You're Beautiful.
Oh,
No.
So
Divorce.
since
Annulment.
since we've all talked about like that's, I know you touched on heartbreak songs, so I'm just curious, like quickly, what is like a heartbreak song you continuously go to when you want to feel like that side of love?
I feel like
pain.
this is gonna sound. No One Dies from Love, Toflo.
Oh,
Like
classic.
Robin Dancing on My Own.
Yes.
Like those, like
Sad
that.
banger.
Yeah. Sad
You like
banger.
a sad lyric but like upbeat kind of thing.
Yeah, like that little, like, I think that middle ground of like making you feel both happy and sad at the same time. Like,
Yes.
I think like Toflo's a perfect example. Like, I can listen to that and feel sad but not be sad.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, and so I think I gravitate more towards those. Even Lana Del Rey, like, obviously, like, you can go down, you know, the like depression spiral really quickly. But like, I love it. And like that stuff makes me feel sad. I mean, like, I listen to Banks a lot. Like,
Oh, I love
like,
Banks.
Drowning, like Waiting Game, like those are,
Okay.
like,
I
that's
love
sort of-
all those.
That's
those
sort of where I
songs.
gravitate towards.
Yes.
Sky Forever, Everything's Embarrassing. Like, I know, but like,
I did put Boys on my playlist.
okay, that's hilarious.
Like, I knew
That's-
it was love. I knew it was you all along.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
Okay,
that's
I'll
a
give you
love
that.
song,
I'll give you
right?
that. I mean, we were just talking about it. Chains of Love. Like
Yes.
that's the type. I don't know. Like something about the grandness of like those mid-tempo songs just like makes me feel that.
Okay, I love that.
What about you? Do you have like a thing?
I think like heartbreak, like 2, 3 that I will go to is like Decode by Sabrina Carpenter. I think I just love the concept of like I overanalyze the situation and maybe there was really nothing here to decode is like such a beautiful concept that a lot of people can feel when they're trying to date. There's also a song by Olivia Rodrigo called Enough for You that I love lyrics, but the lyric is, and someday I'll be everything to somebody else, which I think is like very, like was a click moment for me where if someone's not giving you the thing you need, like that's not your person.
Yes.
But also, even though those other two are already like, you know, embarrassing enough, but there's a song by Fifth Harmony called
Yes.
Don't Say You Love Me.
Yes.
But lyrically, it's beautiful. Where it's like, like there's a lyric where don't promise me tonight if you can't give me tomorrow too. And I think it's like sometimes in life we do say I love you so effortlessly when we don't mean it. And so I think that was a beautiful song. And it was also the last song Fifth Harmony did as a
fivesome?
4 group. Sorry, yeah, like that was like their closing song of like we're letting this go. So I think it just has like so many meanings for like chapters closing and stuff.
Cool. I think, you know, we're talking about like a pure love song is maybe not as resonant sometimes as like a heartbreak song. And I
Right.
think, again, it's that push and pull of like, it's not easy necessarily.
Right.
And like love does go through these like phases. And so I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm on your side.
I also feel like some of those songs, if they're tied to certain moments or certain things, is easier to relate to.
Totally.
And certain boys.
Than certain boys, yeah. So,
You know who you are.
Well, I loved what you were saying about like the end of something can be the start of something new. Do you know what I mean? My partner said the day his ex and him broke up was like one of the worst days of his life. And I was like, well, it was a really good day for me. You know, like, thank God. Thank God that happened because it freed up space for this to happen, right?
Yeah.
So there's love out there.
Yeah.
There's love out there for
thanks.
you.
It'll happen.
for some of
Well,
us.
this was a lovely episode. We thank you so much, Brett, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And
It's really fun.
Thanks for tuning
Yeah.
in, everyone.
I'm glad we could do this.
Yeah. Make sure to follow us on the PopTake, and you can listen to our podcast anywhere that you listen to your podcast.
You can watch it anywhere. We're on YouTube, you know, Instagram,
TikTok, the whole thing.
We'll link his stuff. Follow him. He's got great opinions on pop music and a great playlist he puts out all the time. So you should listen to it.
I'm Michael Mello.
I'm Hugo Philippe.
I'll see you next time.
Bye.